Good afternoon, everybody. So admittedly, I did not write a script down, so this could be all over the place here, but I'll try to stay on topic pretty much. Um, First thing is, of course, back in January, they weren't necessarily all that fabulous for us, to put it lightly. If you recall, the installation didn't work very well. Well, okay, not at all, in the majority of January. And for those of you who may not have heard or read or however you want to get this information, basically didn't know, this was just a result of TechSet's server not being maintained anymore due to getting busy in life, as we all do. He had to stop hosting his repository, and as you can imagine, that was not necessarily ideal for us. We got around it. He actually helped us get ours set up, our current one, at repo.rebornos.org, all set up and going. And as you know, if you're using Reborn, we're good to go now, and we have been for close to a month. Well, getting there, I think 3 weeks. So that TechSet's repository became unavailable, and we had to do something. We got our repository actually set up by January 1st. We were on top of things. However, the installer, Cinchi, in our ISO, was still acting up a bit. We didn't know why, and that's what took us so long. Turns out we tried to actually fix it by updating it. That didn't necessarily go so well. We got it updated, and as such, the good news is now for us, we're reaping the benefits of that. There's several new features, such as the newer or newest version of Cinchi available, which we are now using, has more checks in it to ensure that your installation will be successful. In fact, some of the checks are actually better. I can't think of a ton of features that can't come to the forefront that you might notice other than a slightly different layout, and mainly is all that backend stuff. The backend was cleaned up a lot in the latest version. In fact, installation should be a whole lot faster. It now ranks mirrors in the background, so if you have installed before, you might be surprised when you go to install and there's no ranking mirrors pop-up, one of those annoying pop-ups that you have to wait, 30 seconds, a minute for, depending on your internet speeds. Well, that now happens in the background, so you won't be stuck with that, thankfully, and it makes for an overall smoother and faster installation experience. However, going back to the whole fiasco in early January, we tried updating Cinchi to fix the installer error, and that did not work. Turns out it was some of our code in it. We ended up actually starting from baseline 0, you could say. We scrapped all our Cinchi code and we started over implementing it once again, because what we found out when we looked into the issue more was a lot of it had to do with outdated Python usage and syntax that we had in place from earlier versions of Python when we originally put our patches in. So normally redoing all those patches takes about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. We got it done in 15 days. It may have been a long time, and we are so sorry for being down so long. However, considering we got it all done in under half the time, possibly a fourth of the time that it generally takes us to update those huge milestone versions of Cinchi, we actually got an incredible amount done in an incredibly short time. So with that, that pretty much fixed it. We're still not entirely sure what went wrong, but the good news is it's working. And with that, we actually now have a real slideshow in it. It doesn't just show you our web page when you're installing and that. Although we really liked the poll. I'm not sure what we're gonna do because it was really nice to have that poll in the background when we were installing. Because, well, honestly, once you see the same slideshow 3 times, it kind of gets boring. So I liked having that poll in the background because you could actually, sorry, you could actually have the freedom to vote on big issues that were going on currently. And it was sitting right in front of you when you didn't have much of anything else to do other than, I don't know, get a cup of coffee and sit down and wait. So that was a very convenient setup we had. That was gone because of the new version of Cinchi that we are now using. It actually features an actual slideshow. So that's nice, it's more professional. However, the other way we were going certainly had its benefits. We're not entirely sure what we'll end up doing. If you want, just comment below and we can vote on it or something. If it's not very important to you guys, then why should it be very important to us? But I really liked getting the feedback, and it really helped me know where to go next. So, whatever you guys want. We are made for you, made by you thing anyways. With that in mind, though, we have also heard that Cinchi can be a bit, well, difficult for many to use as an installer. It can fail, maybe your internet connection isn't the greatest, I don't know. Anyways, because of that and just Cinchi's overall difficulty, I mean, just look back at January. It can act like a deck of cards. We are thinking of using a different installer sometime down the road. We've already thought of Anaconda, but we're also starting development on our own from scratch. This way, we'll be able to have more control in its future and whatever you guys want in there. Setting out to do something and actually getting it done, though, are, well, two entirely different things. So it's really too early to say how things will go or what'll happen, but one thing's for sure, if January taught us anything, it's that Reborn stability means using some other installer that works better for us as developers and you as the community.